I believe we are all aware that there is a shift of power happening right now before our face. Okay? Power is being shifted right now gradually from America and it is heading towards Asia. We are aware of what is happening now in geopolitics, Your Majesties, that power is shifting from America. America is gradually losing its grip on the whole world. And that is why the dollar is weakening by day. And this power we're talking about is shifting towards Asia. One of their enemy, China. We saw what happened for the past few days. That is the nightmare of America. That's what they don't want to see. That is why they had to have some things like the Kissinger report to fight against Africa. They thought Africa was seriously their problem. The fact that a new world order is being created in China and still Africa wasn't on the table. I want us to listen to the analysis of Adamu Garba pertaining this very one. I think I've been bringing his discussions here. When we keep telling you here that as Africans, we are the only ones who, as melanated around this world, we are the only ones that got our backs. There is no group of people that will come and say, okay, we are doing this. The whole world see Africa as that mineral producing region. They are only interested in us when they want to grow. When it comes to power, they do not want to carry us along. And why do you think they will never carry Africa along? They will never carry Africa along because Africa is not united. If Africa were united with one mind, one voice, one heart, we would also be a world power that world powers would want to associate with. But as it is now, since we are so scattered, who would want to associate with us? And all thanks to Europe. All thanks to Europe and America for dividing us like bread, and now nobody even respects us anymore. For our leaders who always run to America and to Europe and America whenever they are called, whenever they are summoned, look at it. Another world order is erupting, and there is no smell, no trace of an African in this particular world order that is erupting. We have to ask ourselves critical questions as Africans. We have to ask ourselves critical questions as Africans. Is this how we will continue? When they want resources, they come to us. When they are talking about who to rule, they don't listen to us. They don't come to us because they see us as those things that they have control, have power over. Let's listen to this and then we'll take it up from there.
You see, no matter how much you want to hang on to the old order, the new world order has been formed. And there is nothing that is stopping the rise of China and the rise of the global south. The global order has shifted to the east. My only pain here, very serious pain point, is the fact that Africa, once again, is not on the table. In 1945, immediately after the Second World War, when several Africans went and helped the Allied forces to fight in the same war, a world order was created then under the leadership of the United States of America when African countries, most of African countries are not even independent. So we were not on the table. And now a new world order is being formed, especially when you look at the meeting and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting that took place in China and the series of events that took place in China in the last 1 week. You should see the new global leader and a world that is designed, shaped, and organized in a Chinese way. But Africans are not on the table. When I look at the pictures of most of the leaders that attended that event, you don't see any African country. Why do we always take the back seat? Why do we keep hanging on to the old order that has systematically destroyed, impoverished us, and caused us so much pain that we are still, no matter how we want to say it, a colonial puppet continent? Why do we always take this small position as Africans? Why don't we be on the table? BRICS alliance was created. Yes, South Africa was able to stay there, right? But many African countries, especially my country, Nigeria, decided to join as a partner very late, when we were supposed to be at the center of play, considering our population and our strategic geographic location and the massive manpower and the intellect that we have. We are now playing at the partner game on the periphery, albeit at a late time. And now we have Shanghai Cooperation Organization has come up, a new world order is being defined in China, and we are not on the table. What is wrong with our leaders? You see, I don't understand why we keep hanging on to this old order. Even Donald Trump has surrendered. Maybe you don't listen to his speeches when the events are taking place. Listen to his speeches and listen to what he posts, or go and read what he posted on his Truth Social. It was a practical surrender that they should, while they conspire against America, they should not forget that America was nice to them once before. It means that I know that I'm not going to catch up with you now, and I know that whatever you conspire against us, you will win. But yet again, don't forget that we were once with you too. So don't come hard on us. That's literally what I can interpret what Trump is trying to say. It's a tactical surrender from the leader of the global north, which is United States. The world is now shaped in Chinese, Putin, and BRICS image, especially with the coming of Modi, Narendra Modi. There is nothing the US can do to sustain the leadership of global system. One of the most important factor again is Europe. Europe is dead. Without Ukraine, with the loss of Europe in Ukrainian war, they have ventured into a complete destructive path that now they have nothing. The energy cost in Europe is very high. Food is very high. Every other thing that will sustain them, they don't have a standing military. They can no longer command any influence. Their only way out now is to go into a suicide warfare, which is what they are planning. You know, if you look at what Macron is planning, what the UK is doing, what Germany is doing, they're actually planning to go into all-out war on their own without United States. They want to still go to war with Russia, and they will lose drastically. The continent, Eurasia, is now going to be one. China, Europe, and Russia. They're all going to be one. And it's going to be under the definition of Putin, Modi, and Xi Jinping. But what of Africa? We should wait for them to organize themselves, strengthen themselves, and come back again to start extracting our resources, exploiting us, because we refuse to be on the table and control the terms and objectives and conditions that is governing the new order. Why do we always take the back seat? This is a news for you, young Africans. You must begin to see beyond these borders that define us as African countries. Large continent, but put into 54 different small divisions that doesn't make sense. We should begin to see ourselves beyond that. We should begin to see ourselves beyond the tribal division, the religious division, and the regional division that has put us so much backward for so long. You think it is just by coincidence that you have northern part of Africa, it basically Islamic, and the southern part of Africa basically Christian? You think it is just by design, like by coincidence? It's by design. So we must see ourselves as Africans first, because the more we protect our environment, the better the success for everyone involved. You think it is also just a coincidence where you have the East and the West Africa are in permanent crisis and permanent disorder? It is not by coincidence, it is by design, so that we can continue to destroy and lose value. We must not give them the opportunity to do so. We must begin to see ourselves as one people, and then we must pressure our leaders or vote for leaders that will stand and defend the interests of Pan-Africanism in the global system. That's the only way we can truly be independent. But I don't see it now with the current leaderships. Therefore, we will have to work hard to ensure that we are not recolonized again. But
All right, Majesties, that was Adamu Garba there, and I could feel the pain, and I understand where he's coming from. A new world order is created, and there is no place for Africa. The mineral producing region of the world. China have always been in the continent exploiting as well. We are aware of that. And this is China today, holding the hands of two brothers, Putin and Kim Jong-un. Putin and Kim Jong-un. And where is Africa in the picture? There is no Africa in the picture. In short, I don't know what is our problem. When we are diverting our energy into our division, country against country, region against region. Leave our country, leave my country. We are not your brothers, you are not our brother. We are tightening our borders against ourselves. They are up there laughing at us. Look at them. They are not even united. How can they, know what power is? They are not united. And I hope we are aware that it is in this our division that they will still be exploiting. You think it is coincidence that the East is against the West and the North is against the Central? You think it is coincidence? No, it's not. These are all the doings of those who are the players. And if care is not taken, we will be colonized again by China. I believe this is a fear of every Pan-African. You see the reason why all the time we are here, even when you insult us, when we tell you, still love your brother, still love your sister, I keep saying it, if anybody comes to your region and commit crime, prosecute that individual as that individual. You all think that, oh no, we are supporting one country, we are supporting the other country, we don't want to support you. You see the reason why as Pan-Africans we keep flogging the issue of unity. If we are not united and have one mouth, nothing will work. And when we're talking about being united, we're not talking about okay, all borders should be broken, all this. No, that is late already. The havoc has been done. We should have a body that sees to their face, a working body. I'm not talking about African Union that is for fancy. I'm not talking about ECOWAS that the signboard is just there for ECOWAS. They are collecting money from Europe because it is Europe that is funding ECOWAS. We saw how much they sent to ECOWAS just some months ago. We are talking about African Union that is funded by America and the West because they do send them money. When AU is having a summit, you see the number of Europeans that will be seated there as if they are Africans. I'm not talking about these bodies that are still controlled. Can't we rise up and free ourselves from this whole puppet idea that we are? Are we just going to be a puppet-driven continent that nothing good comes out from or comes out of? They are recreating a new life, but Africa is not carried along. Africa, a continent that the world needs to survive on. They do not carry even one president. And why do they do that? They did that because they know the Africans they are not sure. Look at Sahel that is kicking out the interests of the West. The same African nations are against the Sahel. They are aware that these people are not serious, so they love to be puppets, so let's lord it over them. We think it's a joke, play like joke before our eyes. We will still be recolonized the second time. And this time around by China. If we are not careful. China have the population, China have the manpower, China have the technology, China have everything. If they really want to deal with us, they will do it. Most of the things that are used in the continent right now are imported from China. So if they want to deal with us, they know how to deal with us. But instead of us to look into what brings us together more, we are looking into what divides us the more. We are interested in leave my country, leave my country. I hope we open our eyes one day. And even as I'm talking like this, you will still see people who will come and say, Abigail, leave us alone. We will never learn. We will never learn. Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section. I'm going to see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always your majesties. Bye for now.